During the final decades of the 17th century, three entrenched colonial European powers encouraged extensive exploration of the interior lands and waterways of the continent, from the Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico, claiming territories for their respective kings. They discovered vast areas unknown and unclaimed by Old World kingdoms, created new alliances with native nations, and in doing so, established threats to each other. The Spanish, French, and English empires are consolidating their New World possessions and poised to expand across the continent. All this occurred during times of intense mistrust, competition, and conflict in Europe. How did this all come about? As this series nears the start of a new century, the 18th century, presenting the fascinating and thrilling epic story of North America during the 1700s. Join me as I continue a deep dive into the significance of the Mississippi River. The importance of the Mississippi River as a conduit into the heart of North America cannot and should never be underestimated. Throughout the continent's pre-European contact and post-contact periods, this key waterway played a crucial role in the development and settlement of the vast heartland of the United States, starting with the rich cultures and achievements of the ancient Mississippians. The pre-colonial period incorporates the history of North America before the appearance of significant European influences on the continent, spanning the time of the original settlement by the first arrivals to European colonization. We explore major, fascinating, pre-contact indigenous societies that flourished far from the oceans that bound North America. Many pre-colonial civilizations in North America were marked by permanent settlements, cities, agriculture, civic and monumental architecture, major earthworks, and complex societal hierarchies. Long before the first Europeans arrived, there were some 500 nations already in North America. They blanketed the continent from coast to coast, from the Gulf of Mexico to the Arctic. There were tens of millions of people speaking over 300 languages. Many of them lived in beautiful cities, among the largest and most advanced in the world. The various indigenous cultures collectively termed mound builders were prehistoric inhabitants of North America who, during a 5,000-year period, constructed various styles of earthen mounds for religious, ceremonial, burial, and elite residential purposes. These included the pre-Columbian cultures dating from roughly 3,500 BC to the 16th century AD and living in regions of the Great Lakes, the Ohio River Valley, and the Mississippi River Valley and its tributary waters. Having yet to find evidence of any written language, research and study of these cultures and peoples has been based mostly on archaeology and anthropology. The Cahokia Mound State Historic Site lies in southwestern Illinois, directly across the Mississippi River from modern St. Louis, Missouri. This historic park contains about 80 mounds, including Monk's Mound, roughly the same size at its base as Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza. A series of large timber circles located near Monk's Mound is thought to be a solar calendar, capable of marking equinox and solstice sunrises and sunsets for the timing of the agricultural cycle and religious observances. Similar to England's Stonehenge, the Cahokia Woodhenge has been used to investigate archaeoastronomy. Annual equinox and solstice sunrise observation events are presently held at the reconstructed site. Cahokia became the most important center for the people known today as Mississippians. At its apex around 1100 AD, Cahokia covered 6 square miles or 16 kilometers and included 120 man-made earthen mounds in a wide range of sizes, shapes, and functions, such as elaborate burial practices. At this time, its population of over 20,000 may have briefly exceeded contemporaneous London. The site was eventually abandoned around 1300 due to environmental degradation factors, such as overhunting, deforestation, flooding, and possibly diseases, political collapse, and warfare. Cahokia was the largest and most influential urban settlement of the sophisticated Mississippian culture, which developed advanced societies with elaborate trading networks across much of what is now the central and southeastern United States, spanning 8 centuries to the arrival of the first Europeans. Jean Nicolet, also called Nicolet, was a French coureur des bois noted for exploring Lake Michigan, Green Bay, and being the first European to set foot in what is now the American state of Wisconsin. Certain that he was near the ocean, he stopped and returned to Quebec to report his discovery of a passage to the South Sea, unaware that he had just missed finding the upper Mississippi River. The Jesuits had a huge impact on the North American native peoples. Known for evangelization, as well as educational, cultural, and charitable works, the Black Robes, as the native peoples called the Jesuits, were once regarded as the principal force of French civilization in the New World. The Jesuitical zeal in harvesting souls motivated France's colonial drive as much as the beaver harvest. The young Jesuit clergymen, known as God's soldiers, put down the first real roots of French culture in North America, including the Great Lakes and the Upper Mississippi. In honor of King Louis XIV, French explorers and clergymen claimed the vast expanses of the Midwest for France in 1671, including the Great Lakes and the Upper Mississippi. In May of 1673, French-Canadian explorer Louis Jolliet, along with French Jesuit missionary Father Marquette, departed from northern Michigan with 2 canoes and 5 voyageurs of French Indian ancestry. They traveled through Lake Huron and Lake Michigan and into Green Bay to explore and map the northern portion of the Mississippi River Valley. In 1675, Father Marquette traveled westward one last time at the age of 37, his final journey. Recently, in 2018, residents of Saint Ignace, some of them descendants of those led by Marquette to the mission, became aware that an ounce of Marquette's bones was located at Marquette University in Milwaukee. 2 Native American men arrived at the university and were presented with Marquette's bones, which they placed in a birch box for the return to Saint Ignace. Following a ceremony, the bones retrieved from the university were reburied with the rest of Marquette's bones in 2022. A Michigan historical marker was erected at the place of his death near the modern-day town of Ludington. It reads, Father Jacques Marquette, the great Jesuit missionary and explorer, died and was buried by 2 French companions somewhere along the Lake Michigan shore on May 18, 1675. He had been returning to his mission at Saint Ignace, which he had left in 1673 to go exploring in the Mississippi country. The exact location of his death has long been a subject of controversy. A spot close to the southeast slope of this hill, near the ancient outlet of the Père Marquette River, corresponds with the death site as located by early French accounts and maps and a constant tradition of the past. Marquette's remains were reburied at Saint Ignace in 1677. In the early 20th century, Marquette was widely celebrated as a Roman Catholic founding father of the region. Several communities and place names throughout the area to this day bear his name. Join me next time as I continue a deep dive into the significance of the Mississippi River. Check out the YouTube version of this episode, which has accompanying images. I'm Mark Vinette, and I hope you're enjoying the ride.